is equal to u plus at. Okay. Okay. Next. Dia, another equation of motion. One is v is equal to u plus at. Another equation of motion. Dia, are you listening to me? I think his voice. Okay. Sania, can you tell me another equation of motion?
V square minus u square is equal to 2as.
V square minus u square is equal to 2as. Okay. Evelyn, third equation of motion. One is missing. V is equal to u plus at, v square minus u square. One more is there. What is that? Okay. S is equal to ut plus half at square. So I think she is telling. Little only I can hear. Somebody. Actually, no problem. So another one is S is equal to ut plus at square. Okay. Steffi, what is the equation for acceleration? Acceleration.
A is equals
A is equal to
v minus u by t.
V minus u by t. Okay. Okay, children. So these are the equations so far we have studied. Emmanuel, can you tell me the equation for velocity? Velocity. The particle is changing, displacing. What is its velocity? How do you find out? What's the definition of displacement? Sorry, velocity. Velocity definition, at least you say.
Total displacement by
Time. Displacement, that is the average velocity. Change in displacement by unit time. So in particular time, how much velocity change? What about others? Srihari, Anna, Aryan? Aryan, your video has a problem. Only 10 out of the 26 students. So far, how many now? 33 students. In that, only 28 is present. And in that, 10 students video on. Others all off. Okay. Now, we are going to represent each velocity, instantaneous velocity, average velocity, then acceleration in terms of vectors. Because we are studying vectors because of we are talking about two-dimensional motion. So when it is in two-dimensional motion, how can we represent velocity equation? How can we represent all the three equations of motion? So that is what we are moving on to. Okay, so motion in two dimensions. You can write it down. Motion in two dimensions. So motion in plane is an example of two-dimensional motion. Now we will study how do we write velocity in terms of that. So motion in two dimensions. So first we are going to discuss position vector. Write down position or displacement. First one, position or displacement. Okay. Okay, children. So the first diagram, it is in your textbook. You just try to understand. The first diagram is representing position and displacement. How can you represent? So we already learned displacement is a vector. So we can resolve into two components. Resolve into two components, three components. Suppose it is a three-dimensional motion, we can resolve into three components. If it is two-dimensional motion, it is resolved into two components. So here, look at this, the P, the letter P and this vector OP. Vector OP represents the vector R. Like OP represents vector R and here R represents displacement. Displacement, or we usually call it as position because velocity always changing in position or changing in displacement. So R is the vector and by using vector component, it is resolved into two components, that is xi and yj. What I told you, x and y is the magnitude. So if you want to represent vector r in its velocity, in its components, we have to multiply with the unit vector, because a unit vector multiply with the magnitude, you will get a vector quantity. So we represent the first component xi and yj. So according to that, you can just write the formula. There is no definition such as, you can just write position vector. Write down position vector. Under that, first you write position displacement, and under that position vector or displacement vector r. Actually, vector r is the resultant of displacement vector. Vector r is equal to, we can represent xi plus yj. So, in one-dimensional motion, displacement we say just 2 centimeters.
Ma'am, X, can you write there xi plus yj?
xi plus yj. Why we are writing?
On top of I, there is some kind of symbol.
That is representing unit vector, I cap. It is I cap. I cap means unit vector I. J cap. J capping unit vector J. Why? The unit vector value is 1. So 1 into x, you should get x. That's why. Okay. For xi cap plus yj cap. Okay. So resultant position vector is equal to sum of xi, vector xi plus yj. And its magnitude only we are getting x. Okay. And we have it, that we will learn later. So in straight line motion, we have only one axis, x-axis. So simply you say 2 centimeter. But in this case, for example, we can represent xi is equal to, we can represent 3xi plus 4yj. So this is the value of position vector r. Example. Position vector r is equal to 3xi cap plus 4yj cap. So we are incorporating.
Ma'am, why is
max.
it centimeters?
Huh?
Why is it centimeters?
Centimeter, what is the unit of the displacement and position? Punya?
Meters, right?
That is SI unit. Centimeter is in which system? CGS system. Correct. So instead of saying 0.2 meter, I just said 2 centimeter or 0.02 meter. Okay. But when you do the problem, we will convert it that. Okay. So instead of saying 2 meter, because I am taking displacement in a small scale. So that is why 2 centimeter. If I say 2 millimeter, the displacement is very, very small. That's why milli comes. Okay. But when we do the problem, we convert all this into the meters. Ayo, it's gone now. Why it's okay. So example of a position vector is 3xi plus 4yj cap. Okay. Next heading is velocity. So we only have to learn how to represent all this. Okay. Okay, before writing velocity, I'll teach you one more thing. How do we represent? Now, how do we represent change in position vector? Change in position vector. So change in position or change in displacement, because we already know velocity is equal to change in displacement unit time. So if you want to represent change in displacement in vector notation, we can write change in displacement, change in position or displacement. When I talk about position, you keep in your mind, it is displacement. So every time I may not write. Change in position, displacement, we can write it r, vector r minus vector r0. So always we represent this is in terms of vector. What is vector R? Vector R is the final position or final displacement or final point. When a particle is moving, final point. R0, initial position. So in your +2 only, I think vector algebra you are studying. That time it will be more clear to you, but physics is little more ahead. We can't help it. Sometimes we also use the letter R dash this way. R dash means on the top of R dash. So either one will be final, one will be velocity, depending upon the questions. That's it. So every time it is not every time R0. Sometimes we can use R1 and R2 also. We can represent R2 minus R1 is the change in displacement. So it is depending upon which is the final displacement, which is the initial displacement. That is only difference. So every time not necessary we have to use R0 only. Okay. Now you can move on to velocity. How do we represent velocity? So that is the second picture here. Just look at, before writing, just look at here. It's all vector only. Okay. So we have to represent everything in vector. So here you can have R dash is the, see I told you, it is not necessary every time we use R0. So here R dash, this is the R dash is the final position and R is the initial position. So we have this this graph representing a particle. An object is started moving from position R, then it changed its position into R dash in a particular time interval T. Okay, so that is the representation of the vector here. If you look at here, so you can see there is a line like this. This is represent the motion of the object. So when object is moving like this, it's a non-uniform motion. So that is why we are representing in a curve. So it is a non-uniform motion. So in that we are considering a particular position R and another position R dash. Therefore, the velocity will be velocity as we see R dash minus R by change in time. So change in time usually we represent del t. Del t. So R dash minus, it is a vector. So according to that, velocity in this case is equal to vector R dash minus vector R divided by delta t. That means in this case we are only considering between these 2 points. P is the initial position, P dash is the final position. At initial position, the value of displacement in vector is R and here it is R dash. And the time taken between R to R dash. So that is, we can write it delta t. Okay. So we represent in vector algebra velocity of this particle is at this time is R dash minus R. Or another way we can write it del R by del t. Now it is the magnitude. This is in vector. Instead of R dash and minus R, we can also write del R by del t. Del R by del t and its magnitude is our differentiation. I think you have already studied differentiation. Okay. So same del R del t we can write in terms of dr by dt. This is not new to you. We have already learned. Okay. So this is how in the vector notation, how do we represent in a 2-dimensional motion velocity? So always, so look at the diagram. This is first R vector, this is R dash, and the resultant vector is equal to del R by del t. Okay. Only for example, you take another particle which is moving. There is only 2 components. So we can just say a particle is moving this way. So if you want to find out the velocity, bachcho, 1 minute. Wherever, let us take it as AB. Then how do we represent the velocity at this point? We just draw OA connector. You can write the name R or R1, up to you. Then connect B, OB connect. If you want, I am using R1 or 2. You can use RR0 or R0 R dash. R1, R2. And this is our resultant vector. So if you join the two arrows from R1 to R2, that is the resultant velocity. So why? How do we represent? So this is equal to R2 minus vector R2 minus vector R1 by particular time change in delta t. This is also is equal to magnitude is delta R delta t or dr by dt. So they say, okay. So this is how we can represent the velocity vector. No definition, just learn. How do we represent it? That's all. There is no definition or nothing like that because already we learned velocity displacement in the last chapter. Okay. Can I change it now, children? Shall we go to the next topic? Next topic means below that. Now, velocity over, we have to find out now instantaneous velocity. How do we represent? Average velocity, how do we represent? So this is only learn how to draw the diagram, learn the diagram to understand. Okay. So displacement over velocity. Now, the same thing we can, how do we represent in terms of x components and y components? Velocity, this is we understood. The same equation we can represent in terms of how do we represent position vector xi plus yj. Now using this, how do we represent this entire thing? That is what next step we are going to learn. So right now, if we can take this one, if vector r1, if vector r1 and vector r2 are the position vectors. Position means displacement. Okay, please keep it in your mind. Position vectors of a particle at times T1 and T2 respectively. T1 and T2 respectively. Then average velocity of the particle. Average, since it is a non-uniform motion, the velocity what we find out also equal to average velocity. Average velocity of the particle, V average is equal to, what we learn? Del R. So let us take this is also as vector. Then we take the magnitude, then you don't have to write this one. Del R by del T is equal to R2 minus R1 divided by T2 minus T1. Time is a scalar quantity, so no vector sign. R2 minus R1, T2 minus T1. Where vector R1 is equal to, write it in terms of, we can write it x1i plus y1j. Similarly, R2 is equal to x2i unit vector x2i into y2j. So y2j. Now substitute this here in both. When you substitute here, we can write velocity V average is equal to R2. R2 എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ we can write x2i plus y2j minus x1i cap plus yj cap divided by T2 minus T1. So we are just substituting that here. Now what we have to next step? Put together the same components. Same components x2, x1 put together, y2, y1 put it together. Okay. So then rearrange. So when you rearrange this equation, you will get VAB is equal to, we can put together x2 minus x1 into I plus y2 minus y1 into j divided by T2 minus T1. Okay. Now, instead of x2 minus x1, we can write it del x and del y. We can make it more similar, just like R2, R1, you use del R. Similarly, this is equal to del xi plus del yj divided by T2 minus T1, we can substitute del T. That also can be written. We can split this as two fractions. We split this as a two fraction. That is del x by del t plus, because the same LCM, no? Same fraction. That's a del yj plus del t. So here, what is x? X is the position component x. This is the position component y divided by time. In straight line motion, this letter are used, v is equal to s by t. So instead of writing this, we can substitute now velocity component. Why? Because we already know velocity is equal to s by t, displacement by time in straight line motion. So we are incorporating same here in terms of components. Therefore, total velocity is equal to, instead of delta x, delta I, you can write the velocity component Vxi plus velocity component Vyj. So finally, from using position vectors, we come to a velocity in terms of the sum of its velocity components. That is Vxi plus Vyj, where the magnitude of Vx is what? Del x by del t. And magnitude of Vy is del y by del t. So if you know what is the value of x, what's the value of y, and the corresponding time, you can find out velocity x component and velocity y component. That is how. Okay, any doubt, children, so far?
Ma'am, should we learn the derivation or only the equation?
We have to, no, in this you have to learn. Derive a velocity equation in terms of two-dimensional motion. Okay, you can write that question near that. Derive velocity in two-dimensional motion. Derive velocity in two-dimensional motion. Okay, so for that, suppose it's 3 marks question. So suppose 3 marks question, better you draw this diagram. Okay, R1, R2, if it is 3 marks question. Draw this diagram, then only you come to that one. Okay. This one you only learn that equation, no need of derivation. This one you have to learn. And remaining, what equation of motion and all, we don't learn the derivation. We just learn how we manipulate in two-dimensional motion. So derivation, only this you study. Okay. Shall we? No doubt. What about others? Those are silent here. Hello? Nevin, why are you silent after the exam? What happened? Because the mark is less?
No, I didn't get to write what I know.
Yeah. See, it's a continuous. Everyone, don't stop you asking questions and that curiosity, you should keep it. Yeah. I think first week and you always so interested. Oh, I am a +1 physics student. Now your level is going down and down because of all this. Huh? You think you are learning maths instead of physics. Is that so? Yes. So nothing like that, dear. This is mathematical physics. It is a branch of MSc. Okay. When I was doing my master's in degree, this is what we learned. There will be 2-3 pages of derivation. Only that only we will learn. Then that time I used to think, what MSc I am doing here. When we have master's in degree, we think we had a research, we will discover something new. Nothing was there. Okay. It was fully derivation. That whatever Newton discovered, whatever Kepler, Einstein, all the scientists, that fellows, whatever they done, everything we have to just study. In that full of differentiation, integration, nothing else. That was my plight when I was doing MSc. That's the time I thought of, my God, why I did MSc physics. Okay. So it is like that. Any book, there are 5 books. Electronics was there, electricity is there, spectroscopy is there, optics was there, mechanics, what we discuss now, mechanics. All these 5 textbook, thick one, full derivations only. So just see the plight of it. So actually this is the same thing you are getting in a small shell. When you go higher, engineering level, this is the same thing going on. Derivations, diagrams, measurements, all this. So those are intended to do engineering. You are going to face this kind of things only. Okay. So I'm not making it to discourage taking your science stream, but you see what are you up to. Okay. So from 10th standard coming to +1 is not easy. It is really a drastic change. And don't get scared of it. Don't get scared of it. Okay. Don't get scared. Just study. How you study 10th standard, write little bit writing and studying required, even for the toppers. Okay. Simply by hearting will not help you. One simple formula or some simple step you missed out, entire derivation will go wrong. You cannot reach anywhere. Okay. So that's what. So I'm not discouraging, I am encouraging you. So I congratulate you taking science stream, but you see this kind of things are coming up. But you think this is we are studying for those who are going for your career. It's not for engineering also. There's a lot of career apart from government level. There are so many jobs are there related to science stream and physics. So it's not engineering alone. So please go through it for everything. It is very important. Okay. So now this class I wind up. We will continue in the next session for acceleration and all. Okay. Okay. Thank you.